Many people have asked me about the contents of my sketchbook. They often would like to see the entirety of what I put down in my sketchbook. So here is a glimpse of my trip to Tokyo. This is the typical mandatory first page where I have my name. This book will be a little different from the other sketchbooks that I've done. I've included some QR codes so you can actually scan on it and it gets you to the sketch, an actual sketch. So this is my boarding pass. I was fortunate enough to fly business class. It was cheaper than flying economy, so I had to. It was really spacious. It was amazing being on the Boeing 787 Dreamliner. Lots of space, especially for an artist to put things and to sketch and to have your watercolor palette and etc all over. We started off in Singapore and transited in Bangkok for about an hour before heading to Narita. One thing really neat about the Boeing 787 is this thing called mood lighting. The cabin lights actually adjust to the time of day, so your body feels comfortable. Yeah, so when it's night, it's a little bit more dim. When it's early morning, you get that orangey feel. Really amazing. So finally, I'm at Narita International Airport, and I took some time out to head over to the observation deck. And off facade, it was amazing. You actually get up so close to the planes to sketch. Not many airports have that kind of facility. So if you have time, I know not many people do that because they're rushing off into the city, but if you want to sketch, there's a good place too. I took the Access Narita to Ginza Station at 1,000 yen. It's a good deal from the airport to the city for that amount. And then after from Ginza Station to Shibuya Station, I took a train. It was really crowded. Now I know what a can of sardines can feel like. Took me a while to orientate myself with the map of the subway. It's massive. So finally I'm here at Shibuya. And on the second floor of Starbucks at Tetsuya Bookstore, I sketched this. And of course, I will add in this little QR code so that you can watch the sketch happen. They say that between green lights, as many as 3,000 people make this crossing. When in Tokyo, sushi. This sushi place, Daidokoya, is at Shibuya, and it's one of the more popular sushi joints. Everything there is so fresh. Daidokoya, I think they have one in Sengenjaya too. But this place is really popular with the locals. For this page, I made this sketch first on the right, single seaters at McDonald's. When I first saw it, I said I have to sketch it because that really reminds me of my commute sketches. So I made another sketch in the subway when I saw an almost similar scene and had them on facing pages. Thought that was funny. I made this sketch of McDonald's at Sengenjaya because of the McDelivery scooters. We don't have these in our country, so I had to sketch them. I had to also try the croissant taiyaki from Gindako. I find it really neat that a mini mart or convenience store is placed right on the platform where you take the train, so you can actually get off the train and right in front of you you can buy coffee or anything right where the platform is. And today's journey wasn't that bad, so it was breathable. This sketch was made on a Saturday early in the morning, so I'm assuming that this guy had a little bit too much to drink the night before. Here's some mochi from Sugamo, and I had some tempura from a fast food restaurant. The fast food restaurants there serve really good food. This is in one of the back alleys at Sengenjaya. It's a takoyaki stall, and the one that I got was with pepper and lemon in it. Onigiris kept me filled during the afternoons. I would have them for lunch. I would buy a few of them, leave it in my bag, and then when I was hungry I would just get them out to eat. These are a good time saver, especially as an artist. It would save me a lot of time than going into a restaurant or a cafe. One of the first coffee shops I went into is Don Aroma. Mr. Kaminaga is preserving this old technique of making and brewing coffee. One of the customers came in and she was sharing with the group of us how Mr. Kaminaga has perfected her blend of coffee that she comes to him each time. It took him a while, but once he nailed it down, it was that same flavor, same blend, same quality each time she came. And I really love this turn of the century cash register. I went for one of the acts. Usually there are three acts, but I went for one of the acts in a kabuki theater and managed to sketch this. I was on a standing platform. Here's some food stuff from Otoya and some more commute sketches here. Finally, I'm at Skiji. I learned a new word. Tare is this one vehicle that you find all over Skiji. The staff there use it to get from point A to point B. These are electric, so they're eco-friendly. One of the popular stalls that I always go to when I go to Skiji, the noodle store. In Ginza, there's this really famous and popular cat that sits right outside of Ginza 6. So catch him if you're in Ginza. Scenes like that, very typical in Japan, where a small house would be sandwiched between really tall skyscrapers. This one is Futaba Sushi restaurant. I call this Man in Hats for obvious reasons. This is my favorite dish from Otoya. It's this traditional healthy meal. I had to try Ipuro too at Roppongi. And when I was at Daikanyama, I saw a van, a coffee van, and obviously I had to sketch it. Don't forget the video clip. You get to see how Mr. Watanabe-san makes coffee in that clip. So I'm out with the urban sketches, and they take me to this place called Sugamo, where I experience what life was like maybe about 20 years ago in Japan. That place hasn't developed as much as wards like Shinjuku or Shibuya, so you still get a flavor of retro Japan. This is at the eating house that we went to on the left. Had a sushi don, and this is a typical Japanese confectionery shop selling rice crackers. I took a bus to Naka Meguro to try Shake Shack. Everyone is talking about it. Shake Shack's from Boston, New York, and when it finally got to Japan, someone told me that everyone was rushing to try it. I met Janelle, an amazing illustrator in Tokyo, and she brought me to this fish house for barbecued seafood. Yeah, really interesting setup where we cook ourselves. Japan is filled with vending machines. This one, it has a digital front, so it has this really neat animation when you purchase a drink, and these two are my favorite drinks: milk tea and kelpis. Water, not soda. In the town of Jiugaoka is Kosuan, a traditional tea house. I spent a lot of time there, just being immersed in that peace and calm, despite the crazy day of running around. I found this 100 yen vending machine for drinks and was really thrilled. I don't know why. I had to sketch it. So this is getting ready for Disneyland. Got a lot of onigiri and a chocolate chip pan. You can actually bring in food into the Tokyo Disneyland. So finally at Maihama Station, this is Tomorrowland, Star Tours, and Monsters Inc. Yeah, this is Toontown and Cinderella's Castle. This is castle that you can actually go in and wander about, and the story revolves around Cinderella. There's a popcorn vendor and an ice cream stand. Yeah, crowded. And also New Orleans Square. This is right in front of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, my favorite ride in Disneyland. I managed to visit the local coffee stand. I met them at Singapore Coffee Festival 2016. I had to come in and sample their chai latte. Yeah, finally it's time to head home. I had to do some last minute shopping at the airport. I managed to try these and I really love the Shiroi Koibito from Hokkaido. This is just stopping over. This is the last watercolor page, and this is just a bookend page. Made this sketch at the Bangkok Don Muang airport while I was there in transit for about 2 hours. And yeah, here are some stamps. I've also placed a lot of stuff that I've collected, maps and things that I'll remember this trip by, museum guides, etc. etc. Yeah. Thank you for staying with me to this point. Don't forget to check out my other videos of Tokyo. Till my next sketchbook show and tell. Sayonara. じゃあね。